Alright, here we are, the Città di Melfi. This is the fortress, the ancient fortress of Melfi. It's from the 11th century, I believe. So about 1,000 years old. Perhaps been reconstructed as well, I don't know. Let's see. Town of Melfi, real cool. You can just hike through the fields here. It seems that during the Roman times they did a lot of deforestation. Many trees were taken down, probably for construction. I'm not quite sure why, but the area of Basilicata is prone to landslides because even back then the forests were, let's say, raised down, and the area of Basilicata, the big region, it has two provinces, Matera and Potenza, and Basilicata is about 10,000 square kilometers, of which 47% is mountainous, actual mountains, and most of the remaining area is hills. It's just a few percent that's actually flat land. As you can see it around me very well, that most of it is just hills and there's little flat space to walk, let's say. It's always climbing, which is makes for a nice landscape, I guess. Let's see what else there is to do. So I got off on the wrong foot in Potenza. Apparently on Sunday it's a very sleepy town, but this morning it was actually okay. Things were open and working. There was coffee everywhere. It was kind of fine. Getting messages in the grinder. A lot of people here in Italy are discreet, especially in the more southern regions. Because obviously it's not like Milan where you can just be out and be yourself. You do get a lot of attention, but people don't really share pics. Yeah, a lot of discreet people, which I can understand. Like, it's relatively conservative. And even tourists in this area are a bit of a sight, let's say. It's not very common. Here, Melfi between the east and west. When Robert Hauteville took the power, Latin Church was ruled by German popes, who asserted the preeminence of Rome to provide cohesion to the Western Empire. Well, we're really on a crossroads between the Greek and Roman here, which is very interesting. But yeah, being gay in Italy, not that easy. That's why a lot of people from the province, once they're adults, they move to the big cities when they have an actual good job or they go live together. It's not very different from Bulgaria, let's say, even though obviously Italy has like 10 times more people, so you have a lot more gay people in general, and they'll congregate in either Milan or Rome. That's really areas where they concentrate the most. That's not to say that there's not any in other cities, just the more north you go, the more, let's say, tolerant it gets and people actually share pics. In the south it's a bit harder. Like, it happens. I've had dates in Bari, very nice ones, very, very nice. But in the north it's a lot easier. If you go to Milan, it's basically like any European city, you can have one date after the other. On Sicily especially, it's the hardest, where it's fairly conservative and there's just a few bars in the big cities and that's about it. Apart from that, people live with their families until a very late age and are not really out. Now here in the quiet streets of Melfi there's not too much to do. Towns are relatively sleepy, especially during the day in summer, where only in the evenings the cities live up again. During the day you might as well sleep, I guess, because it's kind of hot. People have lunch, take a nap. The stores close at that hour and you can get a completely different impression of a town instead of when you arrive in the evening. I had the same in Potenza yesterday on Sunday. It was a huge letdown, but then when I had dinner in the evening, walked through the center, I thought, oh, where do all these people come from? And you actually see that there are people. Just during the day it's awfully quiet and doesn't give a really nice impression. Good travel vibe when everything is closed. You see these doors all, and that's throughout the whole city. Basically nothing works. It's a bit of a letdown, obviously. But right now it's I'm fine with Potenza for a few nights. I think after Melfi right now I'll continue to Foggia, have lunch, evening get back to Potenza, and that will make for a very nice day. Yes, this was Melfi already. Very small town. I have an hour until the next train. Might as well chill out a bit. We'll be on the way to Foggia. Foggia is a city basically north of Bari. It's relatively far from Potenza, where I'm staying, for 3 nights, so I have 2 more nights in Potenza. It's quite far, but Foggia and Bari are a bit of rivaling cities, let's say. They don't really like each other. I don't know if it's necessarily about football, but they are each other's competitors, which is often the case when cities are right next to each other. Like if you say you go to Foggia and Bari, people don't really recommend it, and perhaps otherwise the same. Alright, that's it from Melfi, I guess. We see some very rich decorations at this church here, in the cathedral of Melfi. Look at the ceiling. Very rich interior. Ceiling's actually made of wood, which makes this. As you can see, a lot of deforestation has been taken place even until after the Roman era. Wood's been used in a lot of construction. And because it can get relatively cold in the nights, also for heating, of course, in winter. Melfi cappuccino.
Tot, non gliela, la fras. Esce ora.